Hey, what's up YouTube? Speed Yu-Gi-Oh! 13 here with the deck profile. This is my fabled deck. Um, and shout out to Matty's Daddy's 12. Link to his channel will be up here or up here. He's the one that designed this deck and everything. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. We have 3 Grimro. It's the searcher of the deck. When there's a fabled monster on the field, you can discard that card or discard this card to the graveyard to add 1 fabled monster from your deck to your hand, which is very good. And the main card that you're going to be searching for is Chawa. You have 3 of those. It's a level 1 tuner. You can discard 1 fabled monster from your hand to special summon this card from your hand. Which works well with Ganashia. I have 3 of those. When this card is discarded from your hand to the graveyard, you can special summon it from the graveyard and it gains 200 attack. And Chawa and Ganashia, that's a quick synchro for a level 4, which are some of your best synchro monsters. And then you have 3 Cruz. When this card is discarded from your hand to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower fabled monster from your graveyard, which also works well with Chawa. You can special summon your Grimro or Ganashia or something like that. Then you have 3 fabled Kerburl. It's a level 2 tuner. When this card is discarded from your hand to the graveyard, you can special summon it. And this card goes well with 2 Ashenville. When this card attacks your opponent's monster, you can discard 1 card from your hand to have this card gain 600 attack, so it ends up being a 2200 beater. So if you summon this monster, and let's say you discard Cerebral to the grave, you special summon it, and then in your main phase 2 you synchro for a level 6. So that's really good. So then you have 2 fabled Kushano. It's a level 3 tuner. You can discard 1 fabled monster from your hand to the graveyard to add this card from the graveyard to your hand. So that's a pretty good effect. And then 1 Honest. Since all the fabled monsters are light monsters, it just helps keep your synchros out there, since you use a lot of fabled synchros. And that's it for the monsters. Now onto the spells. You have 1 Foolish Burial to get your Kushano in the grave. 1 Card Destruction. You can discard all the fabled monsters that get special summoned through discarding. If you use that and you have a lot of monsters in your hand, you can special summon and synchro a lot just in 1 turn. Then you have Lightning Vortex. You discard a card, destroy all your opponent's monsters. So it's like a dark hole that plays to your advantage. Number 1, your monsters don't get destroyed, and you get to discard a card, and you mainly use that for a card that gets special summoned by discarding, so that's another +1. So then you have 2 MST for back row destruction, Trunade just to get rid of back row, and then you have your staples, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and Book of Moon. Everyone knows what those do. Then you have Mind Control. Use this to take control of one of your opponent's monsters, and mainly use it for a game ender, just to get that monster out of the way and attack for game. Or you can use their opponent's monster and synchro with it. There's a lot of different options with that card. Then you have 1 for 1. You discard a card to special summon 1 level 1 monster from your deck or hand, and you use this with for Chawa. It's also great with Ganashia. You can get your level 4 synchro that way. That's it for the spells. Now you have traps. You have 2 Phoenix Wind Blast. You discard one card to put one card your opponent controls back on top of their deck. It's a great card. You know, it has the discard effect that you need for fabled, and it keeps your opponent from drawing something that they need, you know, late game or something like that. So that's a really good card. 2 Karma Cut. This also has the discard effect that fabled needs, and when you do that, you can remove from play one face-up monster that your opponent controls. And you know, you can get rid of Stardust that way, or anything that's too big for you to get over. You know, it's kind of like your D prison that plays to your advantage with the discard effect. So then you have Torrential, Double Bottomless, Solemn, and 7 Tools for negation. And that's it for the regular deck. Now for the extra deck, you have 1 Leviathan. It's a level 10 synchro, 3000 attack. It's hard to get out, but when you do and it's destroyed, you can add 3 fabled monsters from your graveyard to your hand. So that can get you back your Chawas, Ganashias, you know, Grimrose, anything like that you would need. Then you have 2 Valkyrius. It's a 2900 beater, 8 stars. You can discard 1 Fiend type monster to draw 1 card. So that's once per turn, not just when it's synchro summon. So you get to have basically an extra draw every single turn, which is very good. Then you have Ancient Sacred Wyvern. You know, this is just used to really push for games, or if you're in a tight situation and you need a big beater, you know, this is what you're going to use. So that's really good. Then you have Flammable Urukros. It's 2100 beater, 6-star synchro. Yeah, it's just good if you have your opponent backing down and they keep setting cards, then you keep inflicting piercing and it gains attack from it. So then you have 3 Reagan. It's level 5 synchro, 2300 attack. And when this card is synchro summoned and you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you can draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. So that's another draw engine. So that's very nice. Then you have 2 Fabled Unicorn. This is one of your level 4 synchro monsters. It's level 2300, very high attack for a level 4. And when this card's effect, when you and your opponent have the same number of cards in your hand, it can negate spells, traps, and monster effects and destroy the spell, trap, or monster. So that's a very awesome effect. You just have to make sure and plan out where you and your opponent have same number of cards in your hand. Whether if you draw, you'll have the same number of cards in your hand, and then you can just attack and not worry about them activating, you know, D-Prison or anything like that, or Mirror Force. And then the last synchro, it's level 4, Kudabi. It's a 2200 attack monster, level 4. And this card's effect, if you have no cards in your hand, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. But if you have 3 or more in your hand, it's destroyed during the end phase. But if you have no cards in your hand, which happens a lot because you discard so much with this deck, you're most likely to have 0 cards in your hand, and this card just helps out so much because it's hard to get over. So yeah, that's the Fabled deck. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below, subscribe, and go check out Maddie's Daddy 12. Alright, peace out, YouTube.